And he's saying influence, spirit, energy. But the whole idea is, the key is to be attentive, to be paying attention. So isn't this what we've been talking about all the time? As things happen, we need to be paying attention, not letting our minds wander, not going off into the past or projecting ourselves into an uncertain future, but to stay in the moment and pay attention. He says we should understand well that all things are the work of the Great Spirit. We should know that He is within all things, the trees, the grasses, the rivers, the mountains, and all the four-legged animals and the winged peoples. And even more important, we should understand that He is also above all these things and peoples. So the way to know the sacred is simply to pay attention. We are in relation to everything else. And this is the key. It's all about relationship. That everything that we do, if we think about how do we relate, what is our relationship with this event, with this person, with this scene, with this four-legged person who comes to us? We are brother, sister to everything, everyone. And this knowledge, when we remember, the remembrance brings us back to the center. It allows us to relax and be at peace. So, I'm ready. I'm ready. And this the readiness to have these experiences in life. I am ready to stop suffering from all of the consequences of self-centeredness. And when I say self-centeredness, I mean self-centeredness with a small s. I mean separation. I'm ready to stop living a life of lack, of thinking about that which I desire is not going to come and that which I have is going to be taken. I don't want that to be my experience anymore. I want an experience of an abundant life where all good things come, that I know I don't have to be clinging as they do come. I want to heal all of those broken pieces. And this is really the key, and it's a very good visualization to realize that when we are suffering, the reason we are suffering is because we are fragmented. That this whole idea of separation, of being on our own, being by ourselves, it's actually the definition of insanity. We are suffering because we are insane, meaning that we are not accepting the reality of the world, the reality and the greater reality above that. That insanity means, insane means broken, fragmented. So when I see a vision of healing, what I want to see is within me. I want the broken pieces within me to come back together so that I can see the world and all of the broken pieces that I used to see in the world. I want to see them coming back together. The broken, fragmented, the sharp shards of these fragments that before have been cutting and painful, to see them come back together into one whole. This is healing. This is the healing that is over and above all the healing that we think. But we think, well, I'm feeling like I've got the flu. I want to apply these spiritual teachings and get rid of the flu. Well, the flu is just a very minor symptom of this problem. And yes, this year we may have all experienced one or another of these crazy bugs that have been going around. And we say, I wish I could just flip that switch and be better. Well, the switch is a lot bigger than we think about it. That's just a little minor symptom. The true healing comes when we can start seeing all of those pieces within us come together. And as they do, because we remember that as within, so without. So if I can heal my fragmented personality, if I can bring myself to wholeness within, I will see the wholeness without. Well, to establish insight, I'm going to finish with this. Ignorance is not, to say to say the word ignorant or ignorance is not an insult. It's a description of something that's missing, right? Ignorance is just a lack of knowledge in a certain area. We can use it, depending on the tone of our voice, we can use it as an insult, but it's not. Ignorance, and it's many times been described as an absence of light. So when we are in fear, when we are walking around suffering, it is only because we are ignorant. We do not know in that moment, and this is good, we do not know that we don't have to suffer. If we're suffering, it is because we don't know we don't have to suffer. And we say, wait a minute, I know that. I know I don't have to suffer. But no, what did the man say? The man said, to know and not to do is not yet to know. So there's this. So ignorance is not a shortcoming. It's just a darker state of mind. It is a lack of awareness. When we bring a light into a dark room, the darkness is dispelled. So when we feel like we're suffering, when we feel like we're at odds, the focus is to focus on the light. Focus on the light within. Allow the light within to dispel the darkness. And it just starts as a visualization, but it's so powerful when we start to focus on this in our mind and actually see it, to actually just see, to visualize this light in us dispelling the darkness. There is light enough in us to brighten any dark place. This really kind of relies on faith, doesn't it? I have to believe I have to come to the belief that that's true. And the only way I'm going to come to that belief is to start small and to try to shine that light on some smaller thing and see how it works, and then just keep expanding it. As we allow the light in us to recognize the light in others, we move from ignorance to insight. When we see through the darkness in situations, we move from ignorance to insight. Shakyamuni, the first Buddha, he says, be lamps unto yourselves. He's telling everybody, yes, I've got experience. He said, I've got experience. I have wisdom. But you need to learn to be a lamp unto yourself. And of course, what he's talking about is that there's a light in you that is greater than your little self, than the ignorant, separated, isolated self. Thich Nhat Hanh points out, he said, the trees, the birds, the violet bamboo, and the yellow chrysanthemums are all preaching the Dharma that Shakyamuni preached 2,500 years ago. We can be in touch with him through any of these. He is the living Buddha, always available. And the road to Buddhahood is open to all. And so this is it, really. I mean, this is, if you're ready for a new life, if you're ready to experience the light, look at the world and see that which you find beautiful, that which you find inspiring, and allow yourself to experience the beauty, the inspiration, the light that comes to you from these things in the world that move you. And then focus that emotion, that intention, that readiness on any other area that is not what you want it to be. And just watch how the whole world lights up. That's enough.